Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Okay, so this is my bench this morning, and of course it's always been busy, and this is what we got. We got pins, bowls, trays, plates, screwdrivers. So we need to start making some room so I can show you some cool stuff. Alright, so let's do that. Let's start flicking a few of these things out of the way, drill bit. Okay, so first cab off the rank, which would be this one. Okay, so this is a lock that I pulled out the other day, and I've managed to put a barrel into it, but the barrel that came out of it was quite strange. So I've used a Cyberlock barrel to put back in here, and I've modified the barrel and it works quite well. To start with, there was no retainer on here, so I've actually had to slice into the side of the lock to actually find the retainer so I could pull the barrel. Now that that's been done, I've converted it to using a Cyberlock barrel. Now the barrel might even be made by Cyberlock here, but when I look at it, I don't know if you can see that. You see that big tooth in there? There is a big triangle tooth in there. So the key was really hard to identify. To be honest with you, I wasn't able to identify which key blank it was, and I just want to show you one of the wafers because maybe you might know and you might be able to leave it down in the comment. So this is what the wafer looks like. So let's zoom in on that, because that is something you don't normally see. Okay, now we're in focus. So you can see the code series here. I ran this through Instacode and couldn't really come up with anything. It might be in there, but I definitely couldn't find it. Now this is the wafer right here. So it is a wafer lock, but look at that big huge tooth. See that tooth? See that big notch there? And the actual shape of the keyway is something really strange. There's the back of the lock there. Put it there so it's in focus. So very strange. I'm assuming the key would look something along this fashion here, and it would have some sort of dimples that this would ride along. Even just getting the key in or getting a pick in there was often getting stuck. So converting it to a standard now system that we could actually cut keys for and use is definitely the way to go. So this is some sort of Chinese lock. I don't know where, I don't know what. I can't really do much with it. But we were lucky enough to actually swap the barrel out for a double-sided key that now can be serviced, picked, and a key made if any other keys are lost. So just putting that one back in there and that one back in there. And I'll just show you the actual front of the barrel one more time because you might come across it in your travels. Okay, so you can see it there, and you can see clearly that big triangle tooth. So not one that I've seen before, but happy that we found a solution, and good that we did. And that's the end solution there. Why does the key not come out? There we go. So that's in the unlocked position. Turn it. Locked position. So the actual makeup of the lock is such that you cannot get it apart. It's riveted here and here. So realistically, the only option we had was to modify to get it to work so we can make a key for it or replace it out. And replacing it out means we might have changed footprint, or it might be a slightly different size to what the cabinet and all the rest is. And that was the bad boy that came out of it. So if you know this brand or you know what type of key it takes, leave it down in the description. It's always interesting. But that's an interesting one that I haven't seen this keyway before, and I haven't had to really work on it. And now that we've changed it to this, it was quite a good modification. The back of the lock was the same square with a little flat edge here, so we were really lucky there. The square here was the same size. The retainer was in the same point. The only difference was this little notch here on the side was in a different position on this particular cylinder here. So we just filed that down, and it works quite well now. A little bit of resistance just in that last little bit, but nothing that will stop it from working, and definitely gets the lock back working. Could use a little bit of lube too. Alright, so that's our little locker modification. Thanks for watching.